with our culture, with the darker Jews. First of all, because you got
that happens when anybody starts talking deep.
Okay. Yeah. With the darker Jews, the 12 lost tribes of Israel, who we are, because we Jewish also. We're from Africa also. We're the blood of Christ. So we're not just black. We are Jew, just like the Jewish people. And now we're coming into money. But the main thing, you understand, it's like I respect what the Jewish people have done and how they brought their people together. You know, they came into money through the lawyers. When after Wall Street, when all of the like the Catholics, they wouldn't divorce people.
Right.
So the Jewish lawyers came and they were willing to divorce people. That's when they first came into their money. So like say with me and Jay, with our culture, with the darker Jews. First of all, because you got
that happens when anybody starts talking deep.
Okay. Yeah. With the darker Jews, the 12 lost tribes of Israel, who we are, because we Jewish also. We're from Africa also. We're the blood of Christ. So we're not just black. We are Jew, just like the Jewish people. And now we're coming into money. But the main thing is, I got to drink the Douce over the Hennessy as the first step to us coming together, like how the Jewish people came together. But we couldn't even talk about, I remember Ben Horowitz called me after 444 and said, I don't know about Jay giving up Jewish business secrets. And these secrets.
We was talking about building up the properties and stuff like that.
Yeah,
on 444.
These secrets they not finna be a secret no more. Like if somebody tells me something, it's like, yo, I want to tell you this, but it's a secret. I'm like, I'm not your personal hard drive. You understand? It's like, I respect what the Jewish people have done and how they brought their people together. You know, they came into money through the lawyers. When after Wall Street, when all of the like the Catholics, they wouldn't divorce people. Right. So the Jewish lawyers came and they were willing to divorce people. That's when they first came into their money. So like say with me and Jay, with our culture, with the darker Jews. First of all, because you got
that happens when anybody starts talking deep.
Okay. Yeah. With the darker Jews, the 12 lost tribes of Israel, who we are, because we Jewish also. We're from Africa also. We're the blood of Christ. So we're not just black. We are Jew, just like the Jewish people. And now we're coming into money. But the main thing is, I got to drink the Douce over the Hennessy as the first step to us coming together, like how the Jewish people came together. But we couldn't even talk about, I remember Ben Horowitz called me after 444 and said, I don't know about Jay giving up Jewish business secrets. And these secrets.
We was talking about building up the properties and stuff like that.
Yeah,
on 444.
These secrets they not finna be a secret no more. Like if somebody tells me something, it's like, yo, I want to tell you this, but it's a secret. I'm like, I'm not your personal hard drive. Like if you want to be a secret, don't tell me. I'm not here to keep nobody's secrets, because it's only the truth that's going to set us free. And what they do is, the Jewish community, especially in the music industry, they'll take, in the entertainment period, they'll take one of us, the brightest of us, right, that can really feed a whole village, and they'll take us and milk us till we die, and then Stevie Wonder's son got to get a job, right? But Cameron Azoff got a job at Apple. He's already set up because of the way Azoff is connected. And we have to make our own connections. That's what I saw. What I loved about it, I love Dove just as a human being.
And this is the guy from Adidas?
Dove is from American Apparel.
Okay.
But I'm talking about put out my White Lives Matter tee. The White Lives Matter tee don't say nothing. It don't say DEF CON or nothing on it, right? I'm like, put it out. And he's telling me like, yo, I want you to visit the Holocaust Museum. And I was like, yo, I want you to visit Planned Parenthood. That's our Holocaust Museum. I'm like, yo, I put my life on this. At this point, because they've been fucking with me too long. They put the crazy.
From New York, now to my extraordinary exclusive interview with Ye, previously known, of course, as Kanye West, one of the most famous and influential artists in the world. He's been causing global outrage over the past 2 weeks with anti-Semitic tirades, which led to him being cancelled by social media platforms. I wanted to give him the opportunity to set the record straight and explain if he meant what he said. Well, eventually, he apologized for what he said was hurtful comments about the Jewish people. But it took a while to get there. It was a fiery conversation, passionate. It was funny at times. It was explosive. It's unmissable television. The full interview will air later this week. But here's the moment I think will get most people talking.
You don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
I'm talking about. I'm not a Karen
to the pain.
I'm not a Karen, and I'm not going to cancel you, and I'm not going to uncensor you. I'm simply going to challenge you on what you're saying.
You can't.
I think you don't understand the pain that you've been causing with some of these comments, and I think that one in particular, I can understand.
Oh my God! God forbid! God forbid! One comment could cause people to feel any of the pain that my people have went through for years. Even like the blacks being ushered to the left during the civil rights movement. No one has cared about black people.
Okay, why does
no?
All right.
No one is.
Can I? Let me say, I agree that the racism against black people has been utterly deplorable, shameful, unacceptable, and thank God the world is beginning to move to a better place about the way it has treated black people like you. However, one form of racism, doesn't justify.
It's almost in a better place.
Well, one form of racism doesn't justify another.
It's not a better place.
I'm not cutting you off. I'm finishing my sentence so you can respond. One form of racism. One form of racism. It is racism when you say I'm going deaf for Jewish people.
I was in a position where I've been hurt, and this is the way I had the right to express myself. The point of this interview is for you to question me and then for me to answer and say, okay, even though the same rules are not applied to my people, if a person with a gun or drugs is pulled over and has three other people in the car, they're all going to jail. I'm not going to apply that to Jewish people for the sake of this conversation. Isn't that what you wanted? But you know what you did? You tried to civil rights me. You tried to pull me back to a week ago, but we're here today. There's been plenty of conversations and commentary since that, but you want me to go back to 1960.
No.
You want me to go back to 7 days ago.
All right, let me jump in. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to reflect.
Okay, so have we grown? Have we grown?
Here's how we grow. Yeah, here's how we grow. I want you to reflect.
No, have we grown? Have we grown? You're not in charge of my growth. You're not in charge of my growth, Chris.
Okay, let me phrase it like this. I'm about to suggest to you how you may grow if you choose to grow this way. And you can ignore me. You can ignore me.
Pierce, how much money are you worth?
Not as much as you, sadly.
Exactly. So take my advice. Maybe you'll get richer.
I would love to take your business advice.
Why would I listen to you?
Well, why don't you hear what my advice is and then work out if I'm wrong? Can we do that deal?
Well, the thing is, you haven't given me any credit or a moment of reflection for the comparison that I made, the brilliant, if I do say so myself, comparison that I made to the cops pulling over one black person and locking everyone up.
I understand what you're saying.
And my tweet having issues. Wait a second, I wasn't done with the sentence. My tweet referring to all Jewish people, and I said, for the sake of this conversation, I will refer to the business people who have destroyed me and my people and my fellow creatives. But you didn't even accept that I gave you that. You tried to push me back into 1960.
No, I didn't.
You tried to push me back into last week.
No, I didn't.
Okay, do you accept that example that I gave you?
I understand completely the example you gave me. I think all racism is wrong.
So I feel that we've grown.
I would like you to reflect.
I feel that we've grown.
Do you feel we've grown? If you've now changed what you wanted to say originally, my question for you is, do you now regret saying DEFCON 3 on Jewish people? Are you sorry you said that?
No.
I don't think it matters. You should be.
Absolutely not. You know, I will say I'm sorry for the people that I hurt with the DEFCON, the confusion that I call. I feel like I cause hurt and confusion. And I'm sorry for the families of the people that had nothing to do with the trauma that I had been through. And that I use my platform where you say hurt people. And I was hurt.
It's an uncensored interview. You said something which you've now wished you hadn't said, and you've apologized. I actually think that says a lot about you, right? That shows you've got that ability to be self-aware, to understand when you cross a line. I think someone like you, with all your energy and creativity, your passion, you're going to say stuff. The way that you talk constantly and in such an extraordinary manner, you're going to trip up. You're going to say things the wrong way. I don't think there's anything wrong in when you do that, doing what you just did and saying, look, I'm sorry, I crossed a line, I apologize.
I want to say that it's wrong to hold an apology hostage, and I got to let go of that and free myself of the trauma and say, look, I'm just going to give it all up to God right now and say to those families that are hurt, I really want to give you guys a big hug. And I want to, I say, I'm sorry for hurting you in my comments. And I want to word it in not in like a political way, but in a presidential way, which means who I president to be when I was growing up.
So that was Ye, formerly Kanye West. It's an extraordinary.
Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. What's going on, Salaki? We buddy starting in a second. I just wanted to play this clip real quick. Kanye West calling the news anchor boy. So if I could get that real quick.
So Ye went full rage on Piers Morgan because he kept on.
Hey, bro, I ain't finished. I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing you're saying has anything to do with regret.
Hey, boy, don't finish. I told you. Oh, don't treat me like a boy then. I'm going to finish my sentence of my idea.
Nothing you're saying has got anything to do with the tweet.
Cool, boy then. I'm going to finish. Hey, boy, don't finish. I told you. Hey, boy, I ain't finished my sentence.
Nothing you're saying has anything to do with regret.
Hey, boy, don't finish. I told you. Oh, don't treat me like a boy then. I'm going to finish my sentence of my idea.
Nothing you're saying has got anything to do with the tweet.
Cool.
That's all we need right there. That. Hey, listen, sir, if I may, that fixes black people.
What's that? Oh,
treating your oppressors.
That's what we do at camp.
Yes.
When we get the boot kissed,
yes.
That's it right
yes,
there.
That's what fixes black people, man. Not hugging everybody, not singing kumbaya, not joining hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? That right there is what fixes black people justice. Like you treated us like boy. You treated us like your boy. You know what I'm saying? Now, when they get it back on them, then they'll realize, you know what I'm saying, how it feels and what justice looks like. That fixes black people. That's all I want to say.
That's right.
But we in here.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Shabbat.
Shalom, sir. Yahweh Shem Shabbat.
Hey, I'm getting this echo. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm getting this little echo when I'm talking, so I ain't want to mess up the live. Everybody good? Nah, I like the first one better with the little play apology that he gave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't sorry for what I said, but I'm sorry for the people that I hurt when I said. You know what I'm saying? But the boy was cold, but I think it's very important that we point out that what y'all brothers do week in and week out, teaching black people their identity, teaching them how to not love their oppressor, how to love their own brothers and sisters is far more important. I believe I.S.U.P.K, I believe, was the one that pulled it out at camp, saying that when the rich man speak, plenty of people listen, but when the poor people speak, don't nobody want to hear it. And you know, it's a beautiful thing just to have somebody who got some money saying the same thing we've been saying since 1969, because that's the only way. You remember when Kendrick Lamar said something about being an Israelite, I don't call me black no more, than they want to hear it. But we've been saying the same thing since 1969. So you got these people in places that are listening to what the I.S.U.P.K is saying, and they trying to make it seem like they got some kind of wisdom when it's on every YouTube channel that we got in every school all across the America and across the world. So I just mute back up with that. I just wanted to chime in, man. Shalom, y'all brothers.
All right, shalom, great.
Shalom, sir. Yahbashim Yahshabak. The water, sir. Okay, so with that, listen, we are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Since 1969, the School of Israelite Practical Knowledge has been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, that they are the Most High's chosen people. We are the chosen people of the supreme power of the universe, okay? Yahweh in the Hebrew. He chose Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to rule the world. All we have to do is fall in order, fall in line, and get, and the earth will be in perfect harmony when Christ returns and Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian people rule the earth. But as of today, 2022, we are still in turmoil, okay? We are still, the earth is still in mourning, right? Because the unjust is ruling the earth, okay? We're in the, right now, me and Officer I.S.U.P.K, we're in the headquarters of Florida, 1628 Avenue E, okay? So if you got any questions you need answered in the Bible or just everyday life, go ahead and, type it in the chat, and we'll try to get it answered for you, okay? But, the biggest, go ahead.
If I could as well, y'all, first of all, y'all, first of all, give a big shout out to, Austin the Shot, the Most High Christ and Commander YAHANNA, for keeping this truth alive. Also, y'all, y'all want to drop them likes in the Facebook and YouTube. We streaming live on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. So hit them like buttons, hit them share buttons. Also, you want to, we got 9 people viewing right now, Let's get 9 people live on here with us. Get the interaction going. Like, this is a classroom setting. You want to ask your questions live. You want to, get involved with the class, hands on. We dropped the link in the comment section up above. Select it. We'll select. I got to quote Karen Kahan real quick. Listen, if we live, so hit subscribe.
Right.
And if you really care, hit like and share. You feel me? So, go ahead and click that link. We got a live link, so you can join in. It's the StreamYard.com link. If you click that, you'll be able to join in with us. Hit that link, man. Y'all come get in this class. Like, be in the class. You understand? Nobody likes their question overlooked or their comment overlooked. So let's get up in here. If you got a question, just all you got to do is come off mute and say select it. If you got a comment, all you got to do is come off mute and say select it. Also, the sign-in link is in the comment section. So, if you're a young man and you're looking to be a trooper, make your check-ins, your sign-ins on the link. To let the school know that you've been attending the classes. And that way you can get credit towards getting your name. All right. So all of that is in the comment section. Just scroll up and you'll see the links. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So with that, off-site as I've said, you got any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, you could jump in live with us or go ahead and put it in the chat. Okay. So this is the Florida School Scripture Breakdown class. Every Monday, we take questions. We we answer questions that the Christian church does not answer. We give Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians what they need to understand what's going on in the earth today, 2022. If you have questions about the Bible, about life, whatever, go ahead and put it in the chat. Jump in live and we will get you right, okay? With that, go ahead.
I give a shout out to the
Go ahead.
All right, so we got God Squad TV, Trooper Gabar, y'all checking in. Shalom, Mark. Good to hear from you. Got Princess Ra'ayah, like as usual. Shalom, your house Shamar Thabashmi Shah. Of course, she's the rib of Trooper Shaya. You understand? So Lord be with y'all. We have Sister Yakala, all right, out of Jacksonville, Florida, the rib of Officer of 1,000 Cars. You know saying? Big up to y'all. Shalom, your house Shamar Thabashmi Shah. Sister Baya, but so like a Bayana, the rib of Trooper Mashah. You understand? Listen, beautiful marriages. Yeah, a ton of beautiful marriages. Everybody up in here married and staying together. You know what I mean? Where they do that at? All right, but
I.S.U.P.K.
Exactly. Shalom, your house Shamar Thabashmi Shah. Trooper Mashah taking in. This is the husband of the Sister Bayana. So, you know what I'm saying? Big up to y'all. Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yashar Barakatah. We got Officer Magazar, Yahweh Bashim Yashar Barakatah. Yeah, I feel you, sis. Man. Them devils, man. They really on some BS for sure. We got Sister Shayara. Shayara, I'm not sure who her husband is.
Shayara, I don't know.
Block it. But you know, we got Shayara, Sister Shayara
on the West Coast.
No, that's Panama City. Shayara. Yeah, I don't know who her husband is. It's all good. Shalom, your house Shamar Thabashmi Ashai. Ra'ayah says Salaki Kanye got these folks and their feelings heavy behind this. And you know what? It's the Most High, sis. You know what I'm saying? Kanye West is just a vessel, but it's the Most High who sent this message because I give him props on standing on what he said because those Khazarians, those devils, for lack of better words, they got black people shook. Ice Cube is shook. Noriega, or Nori as people call him, is shook. Kanye or Nick Cannon shook, went and hid under a rock. You know what I'm saying? Like they got brothers shook. You know what I'm saying? Because they the devil the Bible speaks of, and you don't want to. If you're not brave, if you're not no coward, no excuses, you'll hide when the devil show his horns. You know what I'm saying? So, but definitely he hurting him something bad. I just hope he stays strong what he's saying, because of course he's rich. He's got a lot of people listening to him and watching him. So, you know, what he says matters to them. If he stand on what he's saying, then you know, I'm on his side with it. But it's definitely of the Lord. All right, Sister Iman Israel. Shalom. She out of Chicago, Illinois. We got them all over the world, all over the country. Shalom, Shamar, Yahweh Shamar, Thamashim Yashai. Young man Mario, the son of Officer Blade, aka Magazar. Yahweh Bashim Yashai Brakatah. We got Officer. See, I'm about to call you a young man Yusuf. Officer Yahweh in the Billy. Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Yashai Brakatah. Oh, the sister says she working on him. Shayara. I said I don't know her husband's name. She said I'm working on him. Okay. What's on Christ? Hey, Lord be with you. Godspeed, as they say. And then we got always a Lapayad. What up, Detroit? Shalom, Yahweh Shemiah Shabbat. And that's all. That's everybody.
Okay, any questions?
No questions so far.
All right. So we want to get into, go ahead and talk about Kanye West. Okay, what's going on? How the Lord is actually using Kanye West. I want the scripture where, when Christ's disciples came and told told Christ that John was teaching, and Christ told him, let him be. That like by us leaving Kanye to his own, devices, all it's gonna do is help the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Right. Because Kanye don't have the whole total breakdown. All he has is bits and pieces of what he's picked up from this school, from Commanding General YAHANNA, and now he wants to seem like he's on top of it, where the truth and the real breakdown is right here in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. So if we could find that scripture.
I got it.
Okay, where you at?
The book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 50.
Okay, 9 and 50. Man, I had something else. Luke. I'm at Luke. I had it. Okay, 9 and 50. Okay, go ahead.
Sure. The book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 50.
You want to start up, or is that a good spot?
Yeah, we'll start at 49.
Right. So this is, to me, this is a good example of how somebody who's not in the truth, but John the Baptist was not in the truth. Because if he was in the truth, he would have been a disciple. He would have been a true follower of Christ. You know what I'm saying? But John decided, he knew Christ was, the Savior. But for some reason, he was too proud to go ahead and, get in line. You know what I'm saying? Follow Christ, you know what I'm saying, and be a disciple. But Christ said, no sweat. You know what I'm saying? And John had a fake Israelite group. Okay, John had a fake school because Christ, should have been, the only, teacher at that time. But John called himself still trying to teach. You know what I'm saying? And he was out of order. Okay, he was definitely out of order. Kanye West doesn't know it, but he's out of order. Right. Nick Cannon doesn't know it, but he's out of order. He's out of order. Right. What's the other one you named?
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube don't know it, but he's out of order. There was another one. The rapper. There was another rapper you just.
Oh, Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar doesn't know it, but he's out of order because they heard this. They heard this truth from the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Right. Even if they didn't hear it directly from us, right, this is where it came from.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This is where it came from. So you need to get in order, get into school, and you know what I'm saying, fall in line. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, all we can do is let you fall on your face.
Right.
Because you know what I mean? Like what you're saying is halfway true, and all it's going to do is make people that hear you want the total truth. And the only place they're going to be able to find it is right here in the Israelite School of UPK. Go ahead.
If I could too, and what you're saying, so right. Like we have stability in here.
Right.
We have brotherhood in here.
Right.
You out there doing it on your own. You really just asking them to take all your money away. Take everything that you got away. At least in here, they can take away your money, but you gonna still you still got brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? You still got power behind you.
Yeah,
you know
I mean, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but Kanye's so, you know what I mean, unstable to you really, you know what I mean, it's hard to gauge what what his true objective is. And to me, his true objective is just wanting to be loved by Esau, wanting Esau to accept him. Where in this school, we don't want Esau to accept us. We want the Most High to accept us. We want Christ to accept us and bring back rulership on this earth to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I I don't, you know, something he said was really crazy to me. And this is the question that, like, this is how you know he don't have the truth. The clip you played, he said that the black Jews were the lost 12 tribes. That's all the Bible says there is. 12 tribes. So what is the white man? An imposter.
That's right.
He's an imposter. Okay, but Kanye doesn't have the knowledge to be able to say that. Doesn't have the strength and wisdom to be able to say that. Okay? There's only 12 tribes. So who is the white man? He's an imposter. But instead of straight out saying that, he's saying, you know what I mean? Like he's beating around the bush. He's beating the bush. Just say, that's what we do. Get out the way and let us do it.
That's right.
Get out the way and let us go on the street corner. Let us go on the airwaves and straight up tell the white man that he's an imposter, that he is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay? And that's that. So whenever you got that, you know what I mean, you can go ahead and, because I think that's a really good precept. When Christ said, you know what I mean, like at the end of the day, all they're going to do is show where the truth is at. Right? You know, at the end of the day, Kanye West not, you know, being in this school trying to do it by himself, Nick Cannon trying to do it by himself. All they do is give blacks, Hispanics a taste of what they really need and want, and then they're going to come to us and get the whole, you know what I mean? Like all they got is a appetizer. We got the
main course.
Full, what is it? The full, you know how you get the appetizer, the main three-course meal.
Yeah.
We got the whole thing right here. Yeah. We got the appetizer, the main dish, and the dessert. You know what I'm saying? So they need to come and get in this school, the Israelite School of UPK. This is where it's at. It's nowhere else. This is the truth. This is the home of the truth. This is the truth, and it is nothing else. You know what I mean? I've seen it with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Go ahead.
I could real quick. I got the scripture.
Go ahead.
But I was wanting to say add this real quick. Like, and you think Austin the Shock is lying? You know what I'm saying? We in the truth. We don't lie. People call the I.S.U.P.K all the time from other Israelite groups, and they get breakdowns and they get counsel and they get their questions asked from us. You understand? Like they are in a fake Israelite group or in church. Or in the Catholic Church or wherever they are, hearing about the Bible, and because they heard the Bible and because they know that we teach the truth about the Bible, they come to us. You understand? Salaki, he said,
were we supposed to have him in there?
He said, let me in.
Okay, so time Christ, Salaki, sir. Make him big and make him.
I can't do that.
Nah, I don't want to be big, man. I just wanted to be on. Y'all can make me small, make yourselves big. I just wanted to chime in on what Nishak was bringing out about them brothers trying to. That's what I was saying earlier when I was talking. Like they trying to use something they learned from the teachings that brothers who sacrifice their lives and go out and teach, you know, every week and trying to make themselves look wise. But then, like what Nishak saying, even that Jewish dude Arthur Koestler wrote a book called 13th Tribe. Right. And it said if these people are Jews, they can't be a part of the 12 tribe. There must be a 13th tribe. You know what I'm saying? So it's right on what you said. If I could, I just wanted to add a precept to the one you just pulled about what Christ was saying. I think it's John chapter 10, verse 1, if one of y'all brothers can pull it for me.
Come. John chapter 10, verse 1.
Yeah.
The book of John. It's a lot. The book of John chapter 10, verse 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber.
This is what they doing. They really trying to steal the truth. They trying to act like they got the truth, but they really stealing the information and trying to make they self look like, yo, he's so wise and he's so understanding. But your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is these laws, statutes, and commandments. And I ain't heard him say nothing about that yet. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can put me down at the bottom like the screen if you want to. I just wanted to stay up so I could chime in. Y'all brothers was bringing something out. I couldn't say nothing. Nah, that's Tawar right there. Okay. Salaki.
The water, you sir, the water. I mean, shit. I mean, I wish you could just go ahead and run it. You know what I mean? Like I have respect. I'm in order. I try to be in order. You know what I mean? Like man above me is present. I shut my mouth. I don't got nothing to say. You know what I mean? But you know, if I have to, you know what I mean, I'm giving the floor, then I'll go ahead and, you know what I mean, try to live up to what these brothers have taught me, Itazar, what these brothers have shown me. You know what I mean? Like all I can do is try to aspire to what I've been taught and what I've seen with my own eyes, like I said earlier. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Kanye West, Nick Cannon, I.S.U.P.K, that's what all the rest of them need to do. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Most High Christ, you know what I'm saying, for brothers like Captain Shwariyala and, you know, Officer Kazak and Officer Thawashab, you know what I'm saying, that I came up under, you know what I'm saying? And now I have the opportunity to, you know, show and teach other Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians what I've been shown and taught, okay? So, yeah, let's go ahead and, like I said, to me, you know what I mean, that's a good precept, you know what I mean? What Officer Kazak just pulled out, man, that's right on, you know what I mean? Like, they hear what we say and then try to do it, you know what I mean? They basically try to, like you say, try to make it seem like they have all the wisdom and knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Why they don't do that, you know, in the white man culture? Why don't, you know what I mean, like go to college, learn something, and then start their own college, then start their own school, you know what I mean? Because, you know, it's not, you know what I mean, feasible in you know what I mean, with the white man system, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to have money, you know what I'm saying? Everything that based off his world, you got to have money. But here, it's not about money. It's just about the truth. It's just about, you know what I mean, like reality, you know what I'm saying? What you are and are not supposed to do, who you are, you know, in the earth. Who are you? You know what I'm saying? And we have a people that is saying they are us and they're not. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, the whole point right there. Go ahead.
The book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 49. And John answered and said, Master, we saw one casting out devils in thy name, and we forbade him, because he followeth not us.
Right. See, that's the same thing that Kanye West is doing. That's the same thing Nick Cannon is doing. Right. That's the same thing Ice-Cube is doing. That's the same thing. What was the other one? The other rapper guy? Kendrick Lamar. That's the same thing the I.S.U.P.K doing. Right. That's the same thing, you know what I mean, the Christian church is starting to do. Right. You know what I mean? They starting to try to, you know, have their service on Saturdays and trying to, you know what I mean? Everybody is trying to follow us, but want to do it instead of, you know, coming in. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, because why? Why do they do it like that? Why do they do it like that?
Because they don't want to follow the Most High. They don't want to follow Christ. I mean.
Right, but like there's an objective why they do it instead of coming and falling in line, being in order. Why do they do that?
Because they don't got to change. So they don't got to change. They don't have to. That's
true too. That's true too. But what I was gonna say is, like, they want the glory and the money.
Right.
The glory, the money comes with the glory. You know what I mean? Like that's what they want. They're about that. All we're about is just saving Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, raising them up, giving them the truth, showing them what, you know what I mean, reality is, showing them the real Christ, you know what I mean, showing them the real, you know, Yahweh, showing them the real Yahweh, you know what I mean, like, well, I don't want, you know, money. I go out here and risk my life, like Officer Kazak said, every week, and try to wake our people up just so they can know who they are. But these brothers want money. They want glory. You know what I mean? Like they want some kind of they want immediate gratification for what they're doing. When our gratification, we know, is just blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians having the kingdom of heaven, having rulership on the earth, not having rulership, you know what I mean, with $1 million bank account. I forget $1 million bank account. I want black people to rule the earth. You know what I mean? Like we was at camp this past weekend in Orlando, right?
Right.
And you know, I said, listen, I told the crowd, I said, there's nothing wrong with you, you know what I mean, having a good time, right? You know what I mean? Going out, having a good time and, you know, enjoying yourself. And you know what I thought about after that? I said, imagine how much of a good time you would have if black people ruled the earth. It would be so much, you know what I mean? Like it would be off the chain, you know what I'm saying? If black people ran the earth, how your fun, how your enjoyment would be in the earth. Right now it's, you know what I mean, like limited, it's confined, you know what I mean? Like you have to dress this way, you have to do this and do that and conform to white society. Right. Imagine if black people ruled the earth, what it would be like if we went out to have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
If I could, like, look how it is for white people.
Yeah.
When they rule the earth.
Right. Like their fun is like they get to, you know what I mean? Like they can do whatever they want to do.
Whatever they want.
And not get shot. You know what I mean? Police come and just be like, come on, guy, you know, calm down. You're like, let's just take it home. You know,
come on, brother.
Right. But when you get out of control out there for having fun, you're gonna die. Yeah. You are, you know, you're gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine the earth if black people, you want to have fun, make black people rule the earth. That's right. And your, you know what I mean? Your celebrations will be, you know, untouchable. You know what I'm saying?
Make black people great again.
Yeah. Right. Go ahead.
The book of Luke, chapter 9, verse 49. And John answered and said, Master, we see one casting out devils in thy name, and we forbade him because he followeth not with us. Verse 50. And YAHANNA said unto him, forbid him not, for he that is not against us is for us.
Right. So Kanye West, he's not against us. You know what I'm saying? He's more for himself, but he's not against us. He's not saying we're not the 12 tribes, right?
Right.
He's not saying that.
Right.
He's not saying, you know what I mean? Like, oh, no, you know, I.S.U.P.K is a lie. You know what I mean? He's not saying that. But, you know, he's just saying it in a way to where he can, you know what I'm saying, have all the gain. You know what I'm saying? Where he can, you know, profit from, you know, the truth. When we're not, you know, that's not what we're about. I mean, we do want to profit, but our profit is way past, you know what I'm saying, a new car or a big house. Our profit is the whole earth, man. You know what I'm saying? The whole earth. We want to rule the whole earth. That's the reward and profit we want from waking blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians up. Putting them in a position that the God of the universe actually wants them to be in. He chose us to be in this position. Now we got to go and wake our people up to get in line and get in the position. But you know what I mean? Like you have to do something. You can't just be like Kanye West and, you know, or Nick Cannon and do whatever for yourself. Like we forbade what we want so other blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians can live better in the earth. You know what I'm saying? Any more?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right.
That was a great preset.
No, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's all we do is teach the Bible. And that's what this history book is. This Bible is a history book of what Negroes are doing today. They already did it,
Yep.
They already did it. Like Nick Cannon, Kanye West, they've been here before. And they did the same thing then that, you know what I mean, that is happening right now. Okay? And that's, you know, the wonderful part about, you know what I'm saying, this truth we get to actually understand and, you know, how the earth operates. Okay? Anything going on in the chat?
Yeah, we got a question.
Okay.
Officer Magazar says, Salakia, sir, I need a general understanding about Athaliah. It says she was a monarch, and the definition that I found was a king, queen, and or leader. If I'm not mistaken, she led Israel. First Timothy 2:11. Oh, First Timothy 2. Okay, so Laki, if I may. If you could, where do you see Athaliah? What scripture are you reading when you're reading about Athaliah? Is what we will need.
Hey, Salaki, if I could.
Come.
Yeah, I believe the brother is talking about in 2 Kings. It's chapter 11. If just make sure that's what the brother is talking about.
Come. Yeah, also Magazar, if you're talking about 2 Kings chapter 11, put that in the chat, bro, for sure. But he said, 1 Timothy 2:12 says a woman should not usurp authority over a man.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting on him to.
Yeah, I mean, like I gotta, you know what I mean? We gotta get an understanding of what, you know, the scripture that he's speaking about, because definitely a woman cannot usurp authority over a man. You know, if you live and, you know what I'm saying, operate how the Most High Power, Yahweh, wants to live and operate. But, you know, the example I could think of is what was it? Deborah.
Yeah, Deborah.
How you said?
Deborah.
When we went to war, and the brother said, "Well, if you go, I'll go." What was that in the Book of Numbers? I think.
Yeah, Salaki, am I clear? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Come on, can you, sir?
Yeah. So, Athaliah is in 2 Kings 11. If you go there, you'll see that what was going on is Israel fell off, and they was going into the house of Baal and worshiping with Baal, worshiping in the house of Baal. So the Lord sent people to come in, and they destroyed and was killing, and they was actually in war. They was winning wars against Israel. So what happened is once the men were getting killed, Athaliah is a woman who saw fit to kill the rest of the royal family, like her like siblings. I believe it was siblings. It might have been and they so that she could sit on the throne, but she was never supposed to be there. So she reigned for about 6 years over Israel. This is in the Kings, but there was not no queen in Israel. She was under false pretense, acting as if she was her son, and they hid him. And then once they came in, they just came in and they killed her. If I'm not mistaken, they just took her out of the game. She didn't last too long, but she pulled a 44 fake, basically. Like she tried to take the key. She was want to pull some Hatshepsut. I think that's Hatshepsut was the stud in Egyptology. It was a woman, a woman acting as a king. They got mad at Captain Tazariak because he said she was the first dyke in Egyptian history. But she pulled some kind of foolishness. She tried to fool, and they came in and they killed her pretty quick. But to answer the brother's question, her name means afflicted of the Lord. So this was nothing righteous that she was doing. And the reason I know that is because when I found that name, I was like, that's a nice name for a sister. And then I found out what it mean and what she did, and was like, I don't want to name no sister that. You know what I'm saying?
Slaughter, sir.
Yep.
If you said her name means afflicted of the Lord.
Afflicted of the Lord, Athaliah.
Yeah. And you don't want to be named that or Jezebel.
Good. I hope I answered the brother's question, because I just jumped in. I read that story a while back, and I was looking up the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute. So was it a woman sitting on the throne? or whatever the case may be, and then you find out that everything she was doing was on the underhand, and she really killed off a bunch of men, and then just took the throne herself, and she ended up dying not long after that.
Go ahead.
If I may, yeah, like what it sounds like you saying to me, sir, is that queens get killed, man. Queens get put to death.
Not only that, but Israel was not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. So the whole state of Israel got worse as she called herself taking the throne. It just got worse and worse until everybody ended up dying. So
Come. I mean, we could read it real quick. Chapter 2 Kings, chapter 11, start at verse 1. Yeah, just we'll read a few verses through and kind of give you a synopsis of what Officer Kazak is bringing out.
All right. The book of 2 Kings, chapter 11, verse 1. And when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed royal. But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash and the son of Ahaziah and stole him from among the king's sons, which were slain. And they hid him, even him and his nurse, in the bedchamber of Athaliah.
From
Salakia, in the bedchamber from Athaliah, so that he was not slain. And he was with her hid in the house of the Lord 6 years. And Athaliah did reign over the land. In the 7th year, Jehoiada sent and fetched the rulers over hundreds with the captains and the guard, and brought them to him into the house of the Most High, and made a covenant with them, and took an oath of them in the house of the Most High, and showed them the king's son. And he commanded them, saying, This is the thing that ye shall do. A third part of you that enter in on the Sabbath shall even be keepers of the watch of the king's house. And the third part shall be at the gate of Sur, and a third part at the gate behind the guard. So shall ye keep the watch of the house, that it be not broken down. Let me keep on. Verse 7. And 2 parts of all you that go forth on the Sabbath, even they shall keep the watch of the house of the Most High about the king.
Hey, if I could, Salaki, if I could. All right, so like in this story, what you'll notice is at verse 1, she takes and goes and kills all the people in the royal family. That's what she did, so she could be ruled. But what they did is one of the king's sons, they took him and hid him, so she didn't never kill him. So as he's coming up, you know what I'm saying, from like a teenager into a time where he's supposed to be king, she ruling for like 6 years, all haywire going on in Israel. But they raising him up to be the king, and now the person that took and hid him is sending people back saying, hey, look, this is the king's son right here. Y'all need to go ahead and straighten this situation out. So that's what's going on right here, just in case y'all was wondering.
Come.
Okay. Verse 8. And ye shall compass the king round about, every man with his weapons in his hand. And he that cometh within the ranges, let him be slain. And be ye with the king, as he goeth out, and as he cometh in. And the captains over the hundreds did according to all things that Jehoiada the priest commanded. And they took every man his men that were to come in on the Sabbath, with them that should go out on the Sabbath, and came to Jehoiada the priest. And to the captains over hundreds did the priest give King David spears and shields that were in the temple of the Most High. And the guards stood, every man with his weapons in his hand, round about the king, from the right corner of the temple to the left corner of the temple, along by the altar and the temple. And he brought forth the king's son and put the crown upon him and gave him the testimony. And they made him king and anointed him. And they clapped their hands and said, God save the king. And when Athaliah heard the noise of the guard and of the people, she came to the people into the temple of the Most High. And when she looked, behold, the king stood by a pillar, as the manner was. And the princes and the trumpeters by the king, and all the people of the land rejoiced and blew with trumpets. And Athaliah rent her clothes and cried, Treason, treason. But Jehoiada the priest commanded the captains of the hundreds, the officers of the host, and said unto them, Have her forth without the ranges, and him that followeth her kill with the sword.
Hey, so Nashak, what's going on right here? What's going on in this story?
Con. So like, yeah, so like what you said, you know what I mean? Like everything was going crazy now, the Lord has, you know what I mean, like brought this king, to everybody to see. He's brought it out. This is the king. Everybody is, you know what I'm saying, with the king. And now she come in and she's like, she's still trying to rule and run. She's like, no, this is treason. And the priest said, nah, he ordered the captain, you know what I'm saying, to go ahead, whoever, just like, man, that's heavy, because just like what, it's almost like how I see what Kanye West and everybody else is doing, but it's not the same. But you know what I mean? Like, instead of, you know what I mean, being on the side of the Most High, who is the UPK, you know what I'm saying, you trying to follow, Kanye West, and the Lord is going to have y'all killed, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, basically, sir, yeah, so, you know what I mean, they kill her, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who followed her, you know what I mean?
we ain't got there yet, Nashak.
Come.
We ain't get there yet. What's happening is the Lord has spared one of the king's kids so that she couldn't reign. She wasn't never supposed to be reigning. So the priest hid one of the king's sons, and now he's raising him up. They done put the crown on his head, anointed him as the king. So was she ever anointed to be a king or a queen in Israel? No, the priest had nothing to do with that. The Lord had nothing to do with that. It's no different. Anytime a woman usurps authority, it ain't gonna turn out.
All right. Come.
And it wasn't her job to lead the children of Israel nowhere. So the Lord raised up the king, and now she's mad because she want to sit on the throne and reign and do all manner of wickedness. And that's why she's saying in verse, what verse was it? Where she was like treason. 14. Correct. So now he's saying, bring her forth and don't kill her, right? Verse 15, let her not be slain in the house of the Lord. So they don't want to kill her right there in the house of the Lord. And you can go to verse 16, and that kind of completes the story.
Come. If I could, real quick, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
And that's what's so great about Deborah. Like I was bringing up, is that she got praised for what she did, and she never tried to usurp authority over anybody. You know what I'm saying? She was like, sisters love to bring Deborah up because you know, saying she had dreams or whatnot, you know, and she would, you know, look over the people, and you know what I'm saying, be a wise sister amongst the people, but she never took it upon herself to have to try to get any rulership over them or anything like
Yeah,
that.
remember in that story, like what the brother was bringing out, he's the brother who was in charge was like, I ain't going nowhere without this sister. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The priest, she would go in and do her thing, and she was giving visions of the Lord, but she never went out and preached them to the people. She gave them to the men that they were supposed to go to. And the difference between that and this is Deborah was a woman of God, quote unquote. She was a sister that was given you know, the words of God and a prophet s, so on and so forth. This bitch Athalia, she just comes in and go to killing people to try to take the crown out of her own people's hand. This is her own people, and that's something that, you know, the other nations do all the time. Esau love doing that. Oh, Prince Harry and Prince Charles and Prince this person, they will kill and destroy each other for a shot to sit on the throne. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to us, you know, as our people, we'll give our throne to a whole nother nation of people. We don't even care about it at that point in time. So this is talking about a sister who went off wicked, and guess what? The whole time she was there, they was worshiping Baal. They was doing all manner of evil that the children of Israel was, and the Lord saw fit to save one of these kings, that one of the king's sons, and raise him back up and to get rid of her. If you could go ahead and read verse 16. Verse,
Verse
verse
16.
16 and verse 16 through 18.
Right. The book of 2 Kings, chapter 11, verse 16. And they laid hands on her, and she went by the way. So like, and she went by the way by the which the horses came into the king's house, and there was she slain.
They put hands on her. They put hands on her and drug her out through the garage.
Right.
Drug her out the back way through the garage where the horses come in at.
Right.
And they killed her back there. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll see 17 and 18. Go ahead and see why they had to do this.
Right. Verse 17. And Jehoiada made a covenant between the Most High and the king and the people, that they should be the Most High's people, between the king also and the people. And all the people of the land went into the house of Baal and break it down. His altars and his images break they in pieces thoroughly, and slew Mattan, the priest of Baal, before the altars. And the priest appointed officers over the house of the Most High.
Yeah, so that's what that story was, Magazar. She basically tried to take the kingdom, and this was the only time you'll see a woman in rulership. It lasted not that long in the grand scheme of things, and the whole time we was worshiping Baal. They had a priest of Baal in the land, and she was not doing a good job of keeping our people connected with the Most High, which is why even the men that was kings that didn't do that, the throne was ripped out of their hand as well. So I just wanted to help answer that brother's question.
Outside Christ, the water, sir, the water. Outside Christ.
If I could,
Go ahead.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I was, you know, if I was to answer it, or you can answer it. I just want to know so like even in the scriptures we just read, we read about officers and captains. My question is there any mention of generals in the scriptures that you can prove that, you know what I'm saying, there are generals in the scriptures?
That's a good question. I think the captains would be more so like what we would call a general. I think the general is a term that came from other armies. I'm not sure. You could do a quick Google search. I believe it's in there like once or twice, generals. But in our culture, the kings and the priests ran it. You understand what I'm saying? The kings and the priests was the ones who had the authority and the power. The king more so for the governing body, and then the priest more so for our dealings with the Lord and things like that. So even the kings answered to the priest. You understand? So this is why when we give our registry, we say our two positions that we hold, priest and officer. So meaning we are part of the governing body and a part of the priesthood. Now Christ combined them both. You see what I'm saying? So you might find general in there, but I think captain and general would be a similar word. It just means ones whose authority in rank is there. But I don't know. I don't know for sure that when we say in the prayer, we say generals. I don't know if that word is there. One of y'all brothers.
It is. Oh wait, what prayer, sir? Salaki.
Where it says Commanding General YAHANNA, the generals, the captains. When we say it in the Hebrew, what I'm saying is I don't know if that particular word is in the Bible. You could do a quick search in the blue letter or something and see if the word general is there in the Old Testament and see who was called that. But as far as I know, the word would be synonymous with captain. Now, y'all brothers probably know the Hebrew a little bit better. Y'all doing the Hebrew classes to see if that word was there. But
Colonel Khan, sir, I found it. It's in two places in the Bible, sir.
Yeah, let's go there. I would like to see it.
Colonel Khan's. The first one is First Chronicles. First Chronicles, chapter 27. First Chronicles, chapter 27, and verse 34. I'll read it whenever you're ready, sir.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, Colonel Khan. The book of First Chronicles, chapter 27, and verse 34. Maybe I'll start up a little bit at 32.
Yeah, and that brother, the priest that he was just reading out, his name is Jehoiada.
Salaki?
Jehoiada.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same. I believe it's the same priest we were just reading about with who was raising up the king.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, come.
Yeah.
Khan.
Well, that's his name at least.
You want me to go ahead and read it, sir?
Yeah.
Colonel Khan. First Chronicles chapter 27. I'll start at verse 32. Also, Jonathan, David's uncle, was a counselor, a wise man, and a scribe. And Jehiel, the son of Jechamoni, was with the king's son. And Hathapahel was the king's counselor. And Hasiah, the Archite, was the king's companion. Verse 34. And after Apathalah was Jehoiada, the son of Benaiah, the Abithar, and the general of the king's army was Joab.
So right here is saying that the general of the king's army was Joab, which shows that they had a person in that position. I guess he would be over all the captains, the officers. But as far as before this, before they had armies, and when he was given the order, when Moses was given the order, the name, I don't think generals is in there. I think this is something that happened as we became a nation and formed an army. not on the priesthood side of it. You know what I'm saying? But on what Magazar asked, right? You see that Jehoiada? I don't think that's the same one. Can somebody look that name up in the blue letter and give me the you know how they be having definition 1, definition 2?
Right.
Somebody give me C, just so you can see what I was talking about.
Okay.
Jehoiada,
Come.
which is Yahweh Yadai in the Hebrew. You see A, B, C.
Swaki, sir.
Under Jehoiada. If you look it up in the Hebrew word, Yahweh Yadai, in the blue letter.
Right. Yahweh Yadai. Yes, kind of.
What does it mean?
Okay, it means it's Jehoiada. Jehovah knows, or Yahweh knows.
Yahweh knows. Give me definition C up under there. And it'll go right back to what the brother pulled in Timothy.
Okay, come. So this is Strong's number H3077. Yahweh Yadai. Definition C. High priest at the time of Athaliah's usurpation of the throne of Judah.
So what did Athaliah do?
Usurpation.
That's exactly what the brother asked, right?
Right.
That's exactly. She usurped her authority over men, and she wasn't supposed to do that, and she ended up dead behind that. So I just wanted to bring that out. It might have been a different one, because I think I said that when we first came here, I knew it was the same one, the same name, but I believe he would be the one B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he would be B. Either way, general was the highest rank, I guess, in the army, under the king's army. That word, let me get it. That word is Shar. Oh, that's the same. It's the same one as Prince. It's the same one as Prince, Captain.
Right.
That same word is translated to captain 130 times. The general once. So it would be the same thing I was saying before. Captain was the same word they would use.
Okay. Yeah. So I.S.U.P.K isn't really necessarily always the word for general.
Well, this word right here is for was used for captain. If you look it up, y'all brothers be doing the Hebrew class, but we can look that up in the 2-letter. Look up and see.
Okay.
We got any other questions?
Yeah, I had another question. It was like on the back end of my last question.
All right, go ahead and ask that question. I'm gonna look that up in the 2-letter. Look up the I.S.U.P.K.
Okay. So my follow-up question is, okay, when did the line between priest and officer get done away with?
What you mean?
Or when did the priest become also the officer according to the Bible?
Yeah, that's Matthew. The easiest way for me to hold on, let me look it up. But anyways, all right, so David kind of did it, but he was a prophet, but he still had Samuel, who was a priest. David still answered to Samuel as a priest. The word of God came through Samuel, it was when Christ was raised up. You know what I'm saying? If you go to Hebrews, it'll tell you about the priesthood. Like the Lord saying he gonna throw dung in the face of the priests because they wasn't following him. They was robbing the Most High, so on and so forth. And he was gonna raise up a new priesthood, also in a new covenant. So during the new covenant is when they both became where you could be both. Usually you had, like I said, the governing body, which is the people who ruled over the people, and then you had the voice of the man of God, which would be the priest, or the people who took your sacrifice, took this and went before the Lord and asked for your forgiveness. The mediator between God and man was the priest, and then the person that was ordained by God to rule over the people was the king. And those was two separate entities. With Christ coming on the scene, a priest after the new order, not of the Levitical priesthood, after the order of Melchizedek, and a king being anointed to be king by the Most High. This is when it started, where you would have both. If you go to Revelations 5 and 10, you'll see that it was supposed to be that way from the jump. However, by the time Moses came back with the words of God, the Israelites had them made a golden calf, and the Lord was about to kill everybody, but Moses pleaded. So the Lord said, all right, well, these people is the only people that could be priests. All right, so hold on.
If I may, sir, while you looking up that?
Yep.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? Again, we got the link in the chat if you want to jump in with us. I mean, you don't have to have a fancy studio set up. You can do it off your phone. You just click the link, set up your mic. As you can see, if you don't want to have a camera, you don't have to have a camera like Officer Kazak is doing. You know what I'm saying? Strong palm.
Way to call me out.
So like, but no, it's real. Like you don't have to be up on camera if you're too shy.
No, y'all got that beautiful school that we paying for. Speaking of, pay your building for everybody in Florida, so we can make sure and keep that school glorious. I just don't mind doing this because I'm not at the school and I taught class over the phone for years. You know what I'm saying? When Captain Shawar was the only brother that was in Florida with the truth, there was no school. I called him every Sunday at 11 o'clock. And I didn't know what this brother's face looked like. I thought he was 6'10", 350 pounds and bulletproof over the phone. You know what I'm saying? Just how the way the brother was breaking down the scriptures, you know what I'm saying? So I don't mind that, you know, the old school, but everybody loved the video, man. It's glorious, the background, the whole setup we got there at the school, man. I wish I was there to teach this class, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but if you could go to Jeremiah chapter 23 real quick, it's something in you'll see it.
23.
Yeah, Jeremiah 23. I like bringing this out.
Verse 1.
Yeah, go there.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
This would have started. Itazar. There was people that was placed over the Lord's people. You'll go throughout. I know you're familiar with the scriptures where it says the leaders of this people caused them to err. You know what I'm saying? Woe, my people, the women rule over them, and children are their oppressors. All of these scriptures, it was always talking about the leadership. The kings, they went off. The priests, they went off. This was why it was need for a new priesthood and a new kingship, because he had to take the throne out of David's kids' hands and reestablish David's throne through Christ. He had to take the priesthood out of the Levites' hands and reestablish it through Christ. So this is him talking about it. You can go ahead and keep reading.
Come. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Most High. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Power of Israel against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Most High. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of the countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them. I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them.
That's what's happening in the Acts. That's what Paul was doing when they telling you he was going to get white people and all of that. The Lord already said what he was going to do. Read that one more time.
Come. In the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 3. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more.
This is our job, I.Q. You got the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and they need shepherds. They was running for years and years and years into these churches. They was doing it during the time when Paul was said, our people have a zeal. In Romans 10, it said, our people have a zeal for the Lord, but not according to knowledge. They was running trying to find somebody to lead them to God. And all them niggas did was shuck, jive, and sang and shout and took their money and ran and went and bought a new car and a new house and never gave them no connection with God. The Lord is talking about them right here, but he says he's gonna raise up shepherds that they not gonna be without somebody to lead them no more. That's what he's talking about right here. This is a new priesthood that he's bringing about. Keep going.
Come. And I will set up shepherds over them which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith the Most High. Behold, the days come, saith the Most High, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch.
You see that? He already prophesied this in Jeremiah. This is how he had to restore the children of Israel. First, he had to give them righteous shepherds that was going to do right and teach them right. And then he had to restore the house of David, or raise up into David a righteous king. Keep going.
And a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name, whereby he shall be called the Lord our righteousness.
So this is talking about Christ, of course. In Jeremiah 23, he was going to raise him up. If you go to Revelations 5, it'll tell you, I think 5 and 10. Revelations 5 and 10, it'll talk about how this happened.
So I got the book of Revelation, chapter 5 and verse 10. I'll start at verse 9. Revelations 5 and 9. And they sang a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain.
So now it's a vision that John was having about the book, the Most High holding the book, and nobody is able to open this book, right? And it says that Christ came up, or the Lamb came up, and now this Lamb is able to open this book because he was slain, because he took death for the children of God. Keep going.
Come. For thou wast slain and has redeemed us to the Most High.
So it's always talking about redemption of the Israelite people, right? We had priests, we had kings before. When you get down, you know what I'm saying, Jehoiakim, Jeconiah, all these children of David, the Lord already said in Psalms 89, if they go against me, then I'm going to strike them with the rod of men. But I'm going to keep my promise that I promised to David, that he should always have a man to sit on the seat of his throne. So now here we go in the end where John is seeing this vision of the Lamb who has been slain, and says he is redeeming us to our God. Keep going.
And has redeemed us to the power by thy blood of every kindred and tongue.
It's the same thing, right? Same thing you seen in Jeremiah. It's putting it on Christ now. This lamb has redeemed us to our God out of every, what it say? Read it again.
Come. And has redeemed us to the power by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
You see that, right? Remember in Jeremiah 23:3, it says, I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all countries, whether I have driven them, and I will bring them again into their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And then it jumps down to verse 5, talking about a king from a righteous king raised up from as a branch of David. So this is that same lamb right here in Revelations. Keep going.
Come. Verse 10, and has made us to our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth.
So this lamb has redeemed those that follow him to become the sons of God again, and giving them authority on the side to rule and reign in the earth as governors. You know that word governor is in the scriptures too, and both as priests as well. So we would have the authority when it comes to the people of God, having the connection with God, and have the authority as ruling within the earth. So Christ, it all started with Christ. Salaki.
So we have a question in the chat. I think he was referring to his or the question before his after the Levites fell, right, sir?
Yeah, he was asking, was that the answer to your question? You said, when did it start where it would be a priest and an officer? And he was saying after the Levites failed.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, so I gotta mute up real quick. I got something going on. Akim.
Come.
Glad I could sit in and Yabashim Shabaka Thumb. I just hang out. But I ain't gonna really be able to come off mute. So y'all brothers can I'll pass the class back over to the shock, even though I never took the class. So like
no sweat, sir. The water for everything, sir. The water. Yahabashim Yashabak. All right. So that's any other questions in the chat?
No.
Okay, so you got I guess we'll go back to Kanye. You got anything?
What did Ye say?
I
got some precepts.
Go ahead.
I got a few. I got. Listen, man. Most High Christ for this Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's the answer for everything. And without it, you know what I'm saying, we would be nothing. So, you know what I'm saying, it's just full of things that you should relish and just, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's heavy what you just said. Like without this is the scriptures say this is your wisdom and knowledge in the sight of the other nations.
Right.
Without this, we're just whores. We're just drug dealers. We're just, savage red men. We're just Negroes. We're just Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? Without this, we're nothing, like you just said. And that's why, you know what I'm saying? Like the only way to get out of the condition that we're in is to come into the truth Israelite school, universal and practical knowledge. Because without this, we're just thugs. We're just, gangbangers. You know what I mean? We are super predators. Right. Without this, you know what I mean? That's our condition. Okay, go ahead.
If I may, and one of the precepts was the scripture that also Isaac just pulled in Jeremiah 23:1. It's like that's the reason why we don't. First of all, we don't know that we the Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
For one, you know what I'm saying? Because our pastors destroyed and scattered the sheep of the Most High's pasture. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know that we belong to the Most High. When the sheep go off. When the lamb go off or whatever from his shepherd, he just free. He's just wild. You know what I'm saying? You don't know where you go, where to
He's
go.
lost.
He's lost. The water.
Yeah,
Exactly.
He's lost.
He's lost. Anything could happen to him. You know, anybody could come and take him.
Yeah.
And now you my sheep now. You my lamb. You know what I mean? Like anything. You know what I'm saying? So now we belong to America.
Mm-hmm.
We done walked off from our shepherd. Our shepherds neglected us. They didn't come after us and didn't show us the way back to, you know what I'm saying, to the way we're supposed to be. You know what I mean? So now we out here calling ourselves Negro. We out here calling ourselves Black and African American. You know what I mean? Puerto Rican, Rich Port, Mexican, Guatemalan, Colombian. Colombia is named after Christopher Columbus. Brazilian. You understand? So yeah, that was definitely a good precept, Jeremiah 23:1. We also have Jeremiah 17:4.
That's
Joel 9:24. It's
okay.
it's a good one to start with.
Okay, go ahead. What you say, 29:4?
9:4.
9:4.
Joel 9:4. Okay.
You start at 1.
24. It's lucky.
24?
Yes.
Oh,
Joel
okay.
9:24. The book of Joel, chapter 9, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Okay. You want to go ahead and break that down? How you wanted to? You wanted to tie that into Kanye West? Okay. Okay. I mean, well, you know what I mean? Like, it's obvious, you know. Now, you know, they covered the faces of the judges thereof, and Kanye West don't even want to say, you know what I mean? Like, that, you know, that image is fake and false. He just want to say, well, we're the black Jews.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, well, who the heck are the white Jews? You know what I mean? Do they exist? Is that a real thing? Right. And now, you know what I mean? Like, black people can't even get, you know, the whole truth and breakdown because they rather listen to Kanye West than the Israelite school UPK. Well, we'll tell you there is no, you know, the covering of the faces of the judges is that white, you know what I'm saying, that white image of Christ, right? That white image of Moses, that white, everything has been, you know what I mean, whitewashed. And we are here to tell you that, you know what I'm saying, the faces of the true judges have been covered. You know what I mean? Like, and Kanye West ain't gonna tell you that. He's just gonna say, we're the Jews too. When in here, we're just gonna say, we're the Jews. Right. There is no other Jews. You know what I mean? The Jews are black, just like Christ. Christ is a black man from the tribe of, you know, Judah, okay? And that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Like, anybody who believes anything else is under, you know, the doctrine of white supremacy. Okay, they covered the faces of the judges thereof. They, you know what I mean, came out and told you, you know what I mean, Christ was white, that Moses was white, you know, that the angels are white, you know what I mean? Like, they whitewashed everything. And, you know, like, we don't need more people like Kanye West, you know what I mean, who just, like Officer Kazak said, you know what I mean, get a piece of this truth, and it can only give you a little bit of it. You know, they go and try to establish their own, you know what I mean, doctrine or whatever. When, you know, in the Israelite school, UPK, we're going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. You know what I mean? Like, Christ was black, the Jews are black, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Mm-hmm. Okay? I wanted to get the one where it says, I know thy poverty.
Here it is.
You got it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Revelation chapter 2, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
I know thy works in tribulation.
Right. This is, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know what I'm saying? The Most High. Was this Christ speaking?
Yes, sir. Okay,
this is Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like, you know, what I brought out earlier about how, you know what I'm saying, John the Baptist was, you know, doing his thing. He had his own, you know, Israelite group. You know what I'm saying? He had his own doctrine, and you know what I'm saying. And Christ said, "Leave him be." You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's just gonna come out that you know what I mean, like just like Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? Like he don't have the whole truth, but it's gonna give them something to where, you know, just enough where they're gonna say, "Well, where is the whole truth? Where is I want all of it?" You know what I mean? Not just you know a tad bit of it. I want it all, and that's what you know what I mean. Like you gotta find it only right here in the UPK. Okay, go ahead and read it from the top.
Revelation
you at?
2:9.
Okay.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich.
Right. I know thy works and tribulation. Like the you know, this Christ was a Jew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Christ was a Jew.
Mm-hmm.
So if Christ saying, you know what I mean, I know thy works and thy tribulation, he's talking to the Jews. Right. So ever since the time Christ walked the earth, so now we're reading this book. The real Jews are in tribulation. Okay. I know thy works and thy tribulation and thy poverty. The real Jews are in poverty right now. Okay. There's nowhere in here, you know, yet where it says, okay, y'all came out of poverty and now you got the kingdom. We're still waiting for the kingdom of heaven.
It is Revelation.
Right. You know what I'm saying? We're still waiting on this thing to happen. So right now, while we're still waiting, the Jews are in poverty. The Jews are in tribulation. That's the lost 12 tribes that Kanye West was talking about. Right. So who is the other? Who are the whites? You know, who are they? Right. What are they? Because they're not, this description doesn't fit them. Right. This does not, you know what I mean? This does not, you know, describe them. So who are they? Okay, read it again.
I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
Right. See, that's where he, you know what I mean? Like, that's where we will give it to you, but he won't. Mm-hmm. Okay. He'll just say that, you know, we're Jews too. Right. But we'll say, you know what I mean? But and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. Okay. So the lost 12 tribes are the Jews. The people that are in poverty and, you know what I'm saying, that are in tribulation today, they are the Jews. Okay. But there's somebody who's saying they're Jews and they're not. They don't fit this description. They're not in poverty. They're not in tribulation. So them saying they're the Jews, you know what I mean? Like, that's blasphemy. They're lying on God. They're lying on his people. They're lying on our king, okay? That's identity theft, okay? They are, you know what I mean? Like, they need to be charged with that, you know what I'm saying? A crime has been committed and it's still being perpetrated today, okay? I know thy works in thy tribulation, in poverty, but thou art rich. So what does that part mean? Thou art rich. If you're in tribulation and you're in poverty, how the heck are you rich? You know what I'm saying? But thou art rich. What's the rich part? Break that down. How are we rich when we're in poverty and tribulation? How the heck can you be rich also? How can you be in poverty and in tribulation but be rich? That's what, you know what I mean, Kanye West ain't going to be able to give our people. That's what he's not going to be able to break down, okay? But he will be able to say you're the lost 12 tribes, but he's not going to say that you're the only, you know, it's just you. He got us bundled in with white people. You know what I mean? Trying to hit, at the end of the day, he just wants some money, man. He wants to be a part of their society. He wants to be a part of their kingdom, when in reality, blacks, the real Jews, got their own kingdom coming. We're not going to share our kingdom with anybody. So if you're saying that you want to be a part of somebody else's kingdom, you don't got the truth. You don't have the truth. Okay? Because the kingdom of heaven is only for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's why he is going through what he's going through because he doesn't realize one thing. The kingdom that is rules today, who's it for?
The devil.
Right, but who's the devil?
The slave master, oppressor.
Right, the white man. This kingdom is for them. Like you trying to be a part of this kingdom, and you know what I'm saying? No, listen, the white man is only going to let you go so far. He's only going to give you so much. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be of your father, the devil, just to even partake in his kingdom. You got to lie to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and tell them they're not, the only Jews.
Right.
You got to lie to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and tell them they're African Americans, right. Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Native Indians. You got to lie to black people, you know what I mean, in order to be a part of this kingdom, which you shouldn't want to do that. You know what I mean? That's where we go, and you woe to them that, you know what I mean, scatter the flock of my people. Okay, go ahead. What you got?
Like, if I could, like that's exactly what that other brother on that interview did, Nori.
Okay,
the brother Nori that's on that hosts the show, Church Chat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he had to lie. He had to continue lying and saying, those people are our friends, and you can't say no. We don't want to say. We don't want to say that the Jewish media is our enemy. We want to say, we love them and we support them and they are friends. This is what and it's like, don't this man have a right to say whatever he want to say? It's his words. You know what I'm
right.
saying? It's his person. You know what I'm saying? And he got a freedom of speech.
Right.
But of course, we can't just not love him.
I mean, what you're saying, what you're bringing out, what this brother said is so crazy to like, what proof does he have that the Jews are black people's friends?
Yeah.
Show me some goddamn proof that, you know what I mean? Like, they're not your enemy.
Right.
What is he talking about? And that's where, you know what I mean? Like, that's why we can't listen to anybody who is not in this Israelite school of universal and practical knowledge under commanding General YAHANNA in Christ. Okay. We can't listen to anybody who says anything different than what this Bible says. And this Bible says that the white man is the devil, okay, and he is your enemy, okay? He is the enemy of God, okay? He is the enemy of Christ, and he's the enemy of the lost 12 tribes of Israel, okay? So finish reading verse 9, and you know what I mean, so we can give him the whole thing.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation, in poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
People that say they are Jews and are not. That's blasphemy. Okay. We know that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the lost 12 tribes of Israel. So whoever besides us is saying that they are the Jews, that's blasphemy. Okay.
Right.
Keep reading.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
That's who that is, okay? If you are not blood descendants of the lost 12 tribes and you saying you're a Jew, you are the synagogue of Satan, okay? That's who you are. You're not a Jew. And Kanye West can't say it. Nick Cannon can't say it. I.S.U.P.K can't say it. I always forget the other guy. Kendrick Lamar can't say it. And who's the guy with the interview? You just
Nori.
Little Nori, or just Nori. He can't say it. The Christian church can't say it.
Yeah.
The Muslim mosque can't say it. Okay. Egyptologists can't say it, but we can in the truth. In the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, we can say that the white man is the synagogue of Satan because he's saying he's a Jew and he is not. Okay. The only Jews are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay. On the earth today, 2022, that's who the Jews are. The Jews are in mourning. Okay. Right now, today. Okay. what's the scripture where it says we're in mourning?
14:2. It's Jeremiah 14:2.
You got that?
Good.
Okay, what you got?
Some more.
Okay, go ahead.
I like what it's saying because it goes with the whole kind of
Okay,
situation.
come on.
Verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Mm-hmm.
He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death.
Mm. See, they don't even know what the second death is. You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
They don't know what the second death is. Because like Kanye West has never, you know what I mean? He has not experienced the first death.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So how can he even know what the second death is? Okay. The first death is what?
Being reborn.
Right. Giving up, wanting to be a part of the white man's world. You know what I'm saying? Giving that up. You know what I'm saying? Dying, killing everything you want. Like if you're an officer in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, we died. I'm not who I was before. I experienced death. I killed somebody. I killed myself. I gave up I gave up wanting to sleep with other women, that's not, of the lost 12 tribes. Okay, I gave up white Jesus. Okay, I gave up, cigarettes and Black and Miles and, crack cocaine. I gave up all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I gave up everything that was I gave up, believing in homosexuality is another lifestyle or, alternative lifestyle. I gave up, eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster is an alternative. I gave up all that shit. I died. I killed that cat. And now when I die the next time, it's going to be, just straight to heaven, straight to the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully when I return, it'll be nothing but, the kingdom. But that first death is, you not bowing down to, the white dollar. You know what I'm saying? Bowing down to, the oppressor, and whatever he believes and say, just to get a part of his, what do they call it? The American dream. The piece of the pie. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll starve before I, eat off of that plate. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's, like you gotta, you gotta experience that first death before you can say anything and try to be, a leader to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Good. You know what I'm saying? And like what it's saying, like with the let's say fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Like you can't like Christ told the man, what do I gotta do to get into the kingdom of heaven?
Man, what you're saying is heavy. No, what you're saying is heavy because what's happening is Kanye West is fearing the things that's happening to him. He's fearing, I lost my they took my daughter. They took my children. Like he's fearing everything, you know what I mean? It's falling like, nigga, they been took my children. You know what I mean? This society took my children, and now they believe in Christmas. Now they believe in Thanksgiving. They took my children. But I'm not gonna fear that. I'm not, just because my kids don't live with me and you know what I mean, like under my roof and under my authority, I'm gonna, you know what I mean, give up, this truth. I'm not doing it. I'm not fearing, what does it say over here? Where was that at?
Verse 10.
Verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Okay. We're gonna suffer some things, you know what I'm saying? And the truth, to be able to say, you know what I mean, that the white man is not the Jew, you're gonna suffer some things, you know what I'm saying? To say, you know what I mean, the white man is the devil, you're gonna suffer some things, you know what I'm saying? And the Lord is saying, Christ said out of his own mouth, don't fear that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, which is the white man, shall cast some of you into prison, okay, that ye may be tried, okay? We definitely being tried, you know what I'm saying? And ye shall have tribulation, okay? Like, that's the whole thing. Like, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are in tribulation. We are in poverty, you know what I'm saying? Like, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Ooh-wee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's rulership. To walk around with a crown on your head, you ruling something. You over something, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta endure this thing to death. Right. You can't, you know what I mean, just because the crackers take your kid, just because the oppressor take your kids, now you gonna, you know, well, yeah, you know, we just the black Jews. Yeah. No, man, we the Jews. Take my kids, you know what I mean? Put me in jail. Do whatever you gotta do. But I'm gonna suffer this thing to death. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, you know what I mean? Like, that's, you're not gonna find that anywhere else but in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, okay? Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're under commanding General YAHANNA, not affiliated with the Christian church, not affiliated with fake Israelite groups, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna tell you to leave them alone. Let them say and do what they're doing. Let Kanye West say what he gotta say. Leave him alone. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's just gonna, you know, show who has the truth and who doesn't. Okay? You got anything else?
You want something? Well, I mean, I would, you know, like, pretty much nailed it. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, you can't. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of different. It's kind of different with Kanye West this time for me, from where I'm looking at it, because it's like every time I seen somebody, you know what I'm saying, who of course the people look up to, say things like this, they always back down or, you know, recant what they said, or, you know what I'm saying, because they getting all the backlash now. So it's like I'm of course I don't need this, but it's like, you know what I'm saying, being in the truth, and you see this, it's like it give you a little something to root for in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course we are rooting for the Commander YAHANNA, for the I.S.U.P.K, you know what I'm saying, for Most High in Christ. But it's like seeing this unfold in the world with people in the world, it's like, okay, let's see where this goes. And he the only one so far that's been like not really backing down. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna see where this goes. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see where this goes, because that's what you have, like, that's what the scripture is saying. It's like, fear none of these things. Fear don't, like you said, don't fear that because they're taking your kid. Don't fear that because they're gonna take away your endorsement deals and your money and all your signings, you know what I'm saying, all your business partnerships. Endure to the end, endure to the death. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I want to see how far is Kanye willing to go, because you made the statement now. You know what I'm saying? So are you a coward, or are you someone who stands in what they say? And I know he's not in the truth. I know he ain't I.S.U.P. I know he ain't no coward and no excuse, with no excuses. But let's see how far Kanye West goes with it. It's like, it's crazy to me. But this scripture, this Bible right here, man, is serious. It's like, listen.
But the thing is, Kanye West didn't tell the truth, so right. he has nothing to back down from. Okay. He didn't say black people are the only Jews. He didn't say that. Right. He said we're the black Jews. Right. He didn't say the white man is not a Jew. Right. He never said that. Right. So he's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something that black people should be hearing and trying to stand on. Because now, if you listen to what he said we're the Jews too. No. Now you still got my people messed up. Right. Tell them they are the only Jews. But he's not gonna say that. That's what I'm saying. So, like, whatever, if he don't back down from it, it doesn't matter because he ain't tell the truth. He ain't say the whole truth. He's just trying to be a part of them. He's just trying to it's still a form of just trying to be clinging on to them. He didn't say they're not Jews.
Right. No, he's not in the truth.
Right, but I'm saying, like, so there's nothing, my people can't gain from that. We can't grow. We can't, you know what I'm saying, evolve. We can't come into the truth thinking that white people are Jews and black people are Jews. So he's still misleading our people. Go ahead.
That's why they come to the eyes. Listen,
right.
So if I may, here's the scenario. They see Kanye. Oh, I heard that before. You know what? There's people on the street corners that say that we the Jews. Well, he's saying that.
Right.
Let me go find out what they saying.
Right.
Because he must have heard it from them.
Right.
So like,
I mean, I don't know if that's what they'll say, but that's why I brought out the scripture said, Christ said, let him teach whatever he teaches. Because eventually, you know what I mean, it's just going to show who has the truth and who does not. Because, you know what I'm saying, maybe somebody with some common sense to say, wait a minute, how are white people Jews and black people? You know what I mean? But Kanye West isn't saying what we say.
Right.
So he has nothing to really back down from. Because he didn't give, you know what I mean? Like, he never said, like, I don't know if Nick Cannon said the white people wasn't Jews. I don't know how they went about it. I don't know how I.S.U.P.K went about it. I don't know how Kendrick Lamar went about it. But either way, they're not flat out saying what we just read in Revelation, that you know, there's somebody who's saying they're Jews and are not.
Right.
He didn't say that. So, you know, it's at the end of the day, he's gonna help us because the Lord is using him. You know what I mean?
He said, not because.
No, go ahead.
Zach said Nick Cannon said it.
Right, he said that black. Okay, see, but he backed down off of. That's what I'm saying. Kanye West didn't just flat out say only Negroes are Jews. He said we're the Jews too. So I don't know what he has to back down from because he didn't flat out say. Kanye West is just trying to cling to the white man. To me, that's what I see.
Well, when I was talking about backing down, it's like after all this pressure, like they giving him pressure.
True.
They still giving him pressure.
True.
So it's like he not backing down from that.
True.
Okay, you gonna press me, but I'm standing on what I said, and you right. Like he never said that they're not the Jews. So it's like, why are they even pressing him in the first place? But the fact that they pressing him and he not recanting what he said or backing down, it's like, bro, do your thing, because you ain't against us.
Right.
So like, Officer Kazak, shoot, you in here, all you gotta do is come off mute, sir. But he said he don't know, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He don't know. He don't know. He don't know better. He know money. He know Benjamin, Franklin. He know Jackson.
Yeah.
He know Thompson.
Yeah.
And, he know George Washington and them.
Guess who we don't know?
He don't know Commander Giuliani.
Who else?
He don't know who else.
Yahawashi.
Yeah.
No, Yahawashi. Yahawashi money. You know, can you see his Yahawashi face on that money, boy?
Right.
You know what I mean? He don't know Yahawashi. You know what I'm saying? But he do, like you say, he know Ben Franklin. He know, you know what I mean, Thomas, he don't know Yahawashi, you know what I'm saying? So that's that, man.
Salaki. Oscar Zah said the problem ain't that they not Jews. The problem they have is if you are.
Come. Right.
That's what they pushing. That's what they giving him all that pushback. Right. It's like, nigga, how dare you say that you the Jew too?
Right.
How dare you say you the Jew too?
I got you.
Yeah, obviously they don't want something to be told.
Right. And like what I brought out before the class, you know what I'm saying? Like their belief and their system is so fragile.
Right.
So like you can't even say like just words. You know that show they call House of Cards?
Yes.
House of Cards. Like their whole thing is just a house of cards.
Yes.
If you speak too loud, it's gonna come crumbling down. You know what I'm saying? That's that lie. You know what I mean? The truth is this, and if you speak it too loud, you'll knock down their house of cards. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you can't even say. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, like if what you believed on and what you was doing is you had a good foundation and it was strong and real. You know, hey, nigga, say whatever you want to say. I don't care. You know, that's just words. You know, people say, you know, words can't hurt me or whatever. You know, the white man, his foundation is so fragile and so, you know what I'm saying, weak. You know, like he can't, you know what I mean? You can't even speak on it. You can't even say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, his house of cards will fall. Okay.
That's like what we read in Mark the other day.
Mm-hmm.
The house divided can't stand. But yeah, I mean, that's it though.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Officer Gazak said he wasn't going to be able to get off of mute. So Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah to you, sir. Appreciate you coming in and you know, helping us rock the class. You know, I really appreciate it, sir. You know what I mean, with the breakdowns and everything you got. You know what I'm saying. So with that, we're just gonna go ahead and end the class. I want to thank all the brothers and sisters that, you know, come in here and rock out with us and, you know, stay diligent in this truth and, you know what I mean, and are able to say what Kanye West is not able to say. Okay. Okay. So with that, salute the brothers. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakathum to the brothers. Okay. Yahweh Shemal Alathun by Hashem Yahushua to the sisters. Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA, not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. Okay. With that, pay your tithes. Okay. We got the next High Holy Day coming up, which is what? Well, it's not a High Holy Day. It's a
feast.
It's not a feast. It's a memorial.
Right.
Okay. I think it's Hanukkah. Okay. So we'll have more information on that. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, brothers and sisters, get your schedules together, because I love when we get together. I love when we rock it out. You know what I mean? Have, you know, our things and get together and cook and, you know, have brotherhood and sisterhood. It's nothing like that, man. What we do in this school, you know what I mean? When we come together, man, I've never seen anything like it in the earth, and there is nothing like it in the earth. Okay. So with that, you know what I'm saying, we'll go ahead and let y'all, you know, have the rest of your night. The water again for rocking out with us. You got any questions? Go ahead and get with Officer Gazak, Captain Shawar Ya'ala, Officer Tawashab. You know, these brothers that have been holding Florida down forever. You know what I'm saying? So with that, you got anything you want to say? All right. So again, shalom, you know, to the brothers, shalom to the sisters, and we'll get with y'all tomorrow. Officer Tawashab should be holding down the Brotherhood class in Orlando. Tune into that. Okay. So we just gonna continue to push the raw and hardcore, unadulterated truth of the Bible, which that Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true and only Jews in the earth. Okay. And with that, shalom.
Bro, I was in the middle of a sentence.
Bro, boy.
Okay, so are you going to allow me to finish my sentence?
Yes.
Yeah.
My idea.
Nothing
Would you?
do with any of that. Okay, but why would any of that?
Bro,
Why would any of that?
bro, hey, bro, I ain't finished.
Yeah, hey, so
I thought so too.
Nothing you're saying has anything to do with regret.
Hey, boy,
Don't call me boy.
don't finish. I told you. Oh, don't treat me like a boy then. I'm going to finish my sentence of my idea.
Nothing you're saying has got anything to do with the tweet.
Cool. Bro, I was in the middle of a sentence.
Bro, boy.
Okay, so are you going to allow me to finish my sentence?
Yes.
Yes.
If you then answer my question.
Okay, so I'm going to tell people when I would apologize for the tweet. This is what has to happen first. I need all of the top executives in Hollywood. I need the top executives at the NBA and at the NFL. We'll do those two sports specifically. And I want the top executives in music, dealing with publishing, dealing with like Spotify.
Well, look, I think finally